The guy in the picture is my little brother Michael. He's about the most womanly man I know. I can't rightly call him a man when he's a fucking pedophile, though, can I? Then he wants to call it an insult. Oh, no, 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 no. That's not an insult. When you fuck a minor, it's not an insult to say that you fucked a minor. Insult? Hell, I can insult. I quite often do. None of these people have a leg to stand on. How many times has my little brother Michael been involved in my life in the last 23 years? Well, he assaulted me, ended up getting himself hurt, and I didn't even mean to hurt him. My little sister was there. Man, I gotta tell you, Michael fucking whined like a mule. Poor dearie. He decided to assault me, and then he got the short end of the stick. He thought, well, I'm bigger than Sean. I could totally win this fight. No. Michael was raised to be a woman. He wasn't raised in the system like Eric and I. Anyway, let's get started on what's important. First of all, it's foggy as fuck out there. Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's Safeway, but you can't even read the sign, it's so foggy. Yep. There's my window. Oh, we can't really show that, can we? It's a pretty fucked up window. So what are we having to deal with today? Rampant sexism? Well, for certainly. But that's not all, is it? A lot of people claim that they cared and claimed that they would help. But in the end, what ended up happening? They were all lying, all procrastinating, and nearly all on drugs. Which I already knew. Which was why I was going to all the different people that I was going to see to try to get help stopping the abuse. All of these quote-unquote professionals. When a man sets boundaries, you pretend that he's a rapist. Or you treat him like he's a rapist. Or you run around and you slander his name. Anything at all to discredit a man once you've done something wrong. Every woman I know has done this. Most of them do it repeatedly and habitually. And then talk about how they don't need no man. That lasts as long as it takes for your faucet to break. Or for your toilet to get clogged. They say if you stay, it'll be bad, but if you leave, it'll be worse. You don't try to understand that I had to leave Virginia because of two women, grown-ass women, Natalie and Alicia, who couldn't take no for an answer. Y'all don't care that those junkie whores got innocent people killed. You don't give two shits. Because Natalie was pretty, I must be the predator, huh? And that's how all of you play it off. You could do something, but instead you're going to pawn me off on someone else. When you're a disabled adult, you need a friend or family member to go in with you. That means someone has to care about you enough to set up a fucking appointment with you and go in with you. But they don't. There's a woman who calls herself Princess Amelia. Man, I gotta tell you, there's an awful lot of women who think they're queens or princesses. By the way, she's also got a account called Queen, well, something or other. I don't know what the name is that she used on that one. Now, she had a boyfriend, and he left her. He's the one with a job, he's the one that earned the money, and he left. So for 2 weeks, she went around slandering his name, using Facebook to slander him too, claiming that he was wearing little girls' underwear, that he was into little boys, that he was a homosexual. And then 2 weeks later, she's whining about how she can't live without him. She needs him. She needs him. Yeah, you do need him. You're right. You can't even wipe your own ass. You have to pretend that he's a fucking pedophile to try to justify your shitty behaviors. Well, maybe if I call him a pedophile, nobody will listen to him. So that woman's got at least 3 accounts that were friends with me. 2 of them are gone now. Women in the United States are taught that men are retarded and just talk over us. Women need to learn to shut the fuck up. Seriously. Every woman I know needs to learn to shut the fuck up. There isn't a single woman I know who knows how to fucking listen. Not one. They're all too in love with the sound of their own voices. And it's horrible. There's a woman who wants to come up to me and give me pieces of paper and tell me to go places, and then start telling me about her fucking God. Next time I see her, I'm going to tell her to get the hell away from me and never talk to me again. I don't need her fucking obsessive bullshit. She's not going to listen to me. Why the fuck should I listen to her? Those of you men who are married, take a look at your relationship. Are you both contributing, or is she just contributing vagina? You know what the definition of prostitution is, right? That's trading sex for goods and services. So when you got a boyfriend so you could have a roof over your head, that makes you a whore. That's right. Also, you women are allowed to do that. There's also the fact that we all feel sorry for you because you're women. Well, unfortunately, you don't deserve our sympathy. You don't deserve it. You have destroyed every man in this country's rights and humanity. Men do not have rights. Special rights for women guaranteed that. As a result, every man who wants assisted termination of life in this country should be allowed. Same thing with Great Britain, same thing with Australia. Being single ain't bad. Having to deal with women is fucking horrible. Because you're not going to find a woman who cares. When she makes decisions, it's not going to be her. It's going to be her and 5 of her girlfriends. You cannot have a relationship with a woman in this country. At least not a positive one. But you can always fake it, right? There was a woman at Starbucks in Boulder, Colorado. Her name was Rebecca. Now, she was proud of the fact that she's a gold digger. She was going to hold out until she found a rich man. And then she found a rich man. But she wasn't interested in anything but the money. She didn't want to have to work. Men do not get that option in the United States. Even when we are severely disabled, we have to take a back seat to women who want to play victim. Natalie Bollinger was embarrassed. And like nearly all women who are embarrassed, she slandered my name. She'd have done the same to you, too. There's a lot of people try to pretend like I'm some sort of rapist or chimo as their excuses to fucking harm me. But to this day, not one victim, child, adult, or otherwise, has come forward to ever accuse me of any such thing. Instead, predators who victimize me daily accuse me of these things. And it's magically okay. Well, it's fucking not. There's also the fact that the cops keep breaking the law nationwide. If you're homeless, unless you have a friend or family member who cares about you, this is what you got to deal with. As far as being called mentally ill, that's always an insult. My little brother, Michael Allen Albert, fucked a child. Ted Bollinger fucked a child. If there's anybody who deserves the insult of being called mentally ill, it's those two guys. Of course, we got to take it with a grain of salt, don't we? Because girls have been taught, if they don't get what they want, just pretend a man is a predator. And people will harm him until he commits suicide. And nobody will fucking care unless he's dead. See, that's what Natalie Bollinger really taught us. Is that men don't matter. And that women can't handle what men have to go through every day. A lot of people tried to pretend that Natalie Bollinger was just some little girl. She was a grown goddamn adult. You're all fucking pieces of shit, every goddamn one of you. There are no good people in the United States, and I am fucking pissed off at Putin for not fucking nuking the whole goddamn place. My little brother wants to pretend like I was ever a part of his life. No. Him and Drake were involved in pretty much stealing everything that I ever had. That's his best friend, who's also a sexual predator, but nobody gives a shit. Drake Chambers had sex with probably half the girls in Chapel, Nebraska, just because he was a meth salesman. Oh, yeah, but he also had those big, long, girly eyelashes that people find so dreamy, right? We're expected to believe whatever a woman says just because she said it. And I say that's wrong. If you're not worth listening to, neither is she. If she's going to manipulate, kick her to the curb. Maybe she'll find somebody else to manipulate. Maybe she'll learn to wipe her own ass. But we cannot tolerate a society run by women. The services that primarily men go to work every day to pay for go primarily to women who don't do shit. Women are more likely to get their children because without those children, those women will end up homeless. If we don't give 87% of child custody cases, if we don't give the children to the woman, even if she's a drug addict, even if she's strung out on meth, even if she is an alcoholic, then we have to pay for that out of our tax dollars instead of the poor sap who is fucking done with her. He doesn't want her bullshit anymore. What are the chances of Rebecca ending up single in the future? Well, I don't know. I do know that she has what she loves. It's money. I also know that if she spends too much of that money, she'll have to get a job or he'll kick her to the curb. She married a man who had inherited wealth. That's the majority of congressmen, the majority of senators. What do they have in common? Inherited wealth. I get told by black people how lucky I am that I'm white because I have all these different things, and they name off a bunch of things I don't have. I get told how lucky I am to be a man by a bunch of women who tell me about a bunch of benefits that I don't fucking have. You know who all of our benefits go to in the United States? Yeah, you don't, do you? You don't know how much money we spend to appease women every fucking year. You can tell whether it's a man's work environment or a woman's work environment based on whether or not there's gossip about everyone else. When I worked cleaning Cabela's corporate, what did the women there do? They talked about everybody else. What did the men do? Got their job done and got the fuck out of there. A lot of times there were women who had to stay late because they'd spent so much time talking. It was even more common for me to stay late because one of them women was talking too much. And then she says, "Oh, I got to be home at 9. I got kids. I got a babysitter. Babysitter's only there till 9. Well, all right. That means Sean's going to be stuck doing her job until midnight. The thing is, not every man out there is a rapist, but every woman is a liar. Every single woman that you know has been taught to lie and to manipulate to get what she wants. Every single one of them. Because you're not taught just by what people say to you. You also learn by what people show you. When your mom says it's not okay to hit people, but she's smacking your dad 3 times a week, what she's taught you is that it is okay to hit people and that there's going to be no consequences. Someone calling themselves Viro typed FR. I think that stands for real, but I'm not for certain. Viro typed, yeah, it does. One thing you might notice about my channel, it shouldn't exist. All of this information, all of the assaults that are on my channel, all of them should have been turned in immediately, but without a friend or family member, you get to see how cops treated me. When people were actually harming me, and I had to call 911, the cops victimized me for calling 911. I've had to move over 50 times, and that's everyone's solution. Why don't I just move? Why don't I just move? Viro typed, I gotta go, I'm sorry. Oh, you're good. Thank you for coming to visit. Now, I'm not trying to say that we should all be out hurting women. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that we should ignore them altogether. All of the services, these are all controlled by women. You go to Health and Human Services, over 70% of those who work for the Department of Health and Human Services are women. Viro typed, I hope you have an amazing day. Well, thank you, Viro. I hope someone helps to stop the abuse. Anyway, we live in a pretty disgusting world. Made even more disgusting by the fact that we cater to vindictive and twisted women, to the point where it's nearly impossible for actual victims to get assistance. Who's the most likely person to rape you as a child? Your mom and dad. That's right. They're the most likely to sexually molest you. Your mom is 5 times more likely to hit you than your dad is. Your mom is 30 times more likely to hit your dad than your dad is to hit her back. And a man's not allowed to set boundaries, or he's a predator, isn't he? If a man tells a woman no, he's a predator, isn't he? If he says, hey, I'm stressed out because of a money issue. I earn enough money to cover the rent, but you're spending all that money and we can't pay rent. What's she most likely to do statistically? Claim that she's being oppressed and go shopping. That's right. Oh, she's stressed out, so now she has the right to go wasting more of his money when there's not enough for rent. saying no is not the end of the world. And until we hold predatory women responsible, oh, more restricted calls. You see, I got to deal with this harassment every day. This idiot's likely to call over and over and over again, and none of you care. You're not going to do anything to stop it. You're not going to do anything to put a stop to it. You're just going to tell me what to do, what to think, and what to feel with no fucking clue what's going on. There's a lot of stuff that I can't talk about on my YouTube channel. Important information that does need to be turned in. But I need somebody to actually listen to me, and that's not a happening thing. I'm not the good-looking 6-foot-tall millionaire that y'all are after, so I don't matter. And that's nearly every woman in the United States' goal here. You're expected to provide what? What do you provide our society? When you consider the majority of children in the United States were conceived while their parents were fucked up on drugs and alcohol, you're not actually contributing much. Well, there's that asshole calling over and over again from restricted numbers. This is a disgusting place. The whole goddamn country. And what are the chances that the person calling me over and over and over again is a child molester? I'd say pretty fucking good. For goddamn certain, he's a goddamn stalker. Ambulance, they might have found somebody frozen to death. It happens. It's super wet here. People die of hypothermia. It sucks. But, like I said, they might also be responding to another overdose. Fuck this goddamn country and everyone in it. Women are allowed to set boundaries, men are not. No matter how reasonable a man's boundaries are, like, hey, stop spending all of our goddamn money so we don't end up homeless. But for her, she's got a vagina. She can get another roof over her head pretty quick. Like I said, prostitution. Most women in the United States are not interested in an actual relationship. They're interested in the perks that you provide. And she wants to spend all of your money, resulting in you having to worry about going homeless. She's gonna run around saying that you're a horrible husband or a horrible boyfriend. Or how you yelled at her 6 fucking years ago. My mom and Scott got into an argument once. I'm sure they got into lots of arguments, but this one sticks out for a reason. My mom was bitching at Scott. And of course, she was bitching about how horrible men are and how violent men are. Meanwhile, Scott, other than with me, I've never seen him get violent with anybody. He's not a violent person. When he got violent with me, it was over my dumbass mom. Same thing with Michael. My mom did fucked up shit. She did cocaine and cheated on her husband with a pedophile named Doug Cowden. And Scott assaulted me over it. And my little brother assaulted me over it. And my little sister made sure that Michael was fed. I'd sneak the food over and Tara would take it. Sometimes I'd just set it on the porch. Sometimes I'd go inside. That's right. I'd go inside of my mother's house at 16 years of age after being kicked out to make sure to put food in the fridge. That's because I know what my mom was spending it on. It was all going up her fucking nose. How did my mom end up with so many kids? She only had 4 of us. Well, that would be drug addiction. The thing I liked the most about working at Cabela's corporate offices was that all I had to do was clean. My job was to take out garbage cans, but there was also all of the other jobs that I had to fill in for every time somebody was sick or didn't show up. The vacuuming, washing windows. There was a lot to do. Janet Roberts, she, for the most part, because she was a very large woman, she didn't do hardly any work. Like, she'd show up to work to make sure people were there and boss people around. But in reality, she had a contract with Cabela's. So for her, it was a matter of making sure it was clean. Not doing all the work herself. She called me in several times when I was in another state. Janet Roberts called me in when I was in Colorado once and when I was in Wyoming once, saying, "Hey, Sean, I don't have enough workers. I'm down at least 6 workers. Could you please come in for a week or 2, come back to Nebraska?" And sure enough, I did. I didn't have anything better going on in Wyoming or Colorado. And Janet Roberts needed help. She was a pretty twisted woman. I'm not going to pretend that she wasn't. But when I couldn't get an ID after I turned 18, she still had my old ID on record. So she hired me, even though I didn't actually have ID. She said, "We'll put the old one in there for now, and when you get a new ID, we'll put that one in there. I don't think they'll catch it, and you'll get paid and be able to get an ID with your first paycheck." Police officers committed felonies for a bunch of girls who did a bunch of fucked up shit. Well, I don't do drugs. I had to deal with them actually being on drugs and claiming that I was on drugs. That's right. Project your shit onto someone else. And of course, people love to believe that shit, don't they? Y'all want to believe that there's 10,000 homeless people in the United States, all driving around brand new Maserati drop tops. But you don't make that much money. I've known people that did make $200 to $300 a day panhandling. But they were women. Oh, we got somebody calling from California. 818-273-7571. I don't know who this person is. So let's give them an effort. Apparently this time they forgot to oh, that's not right. All right. So let's call this person. Hello, my name is Sean Schwartz.
Sean, big fan.
Yes, sir. Well,
I heard some of the most upright shit in the motherfucking world that I've ever heard. And you are absolutely correct. All I know is that get dumped on by women constantly. The world's a fucking bitch. Everyone's a pain in the ass, and that's what the bitch is this world is a fucking bitch full of a bunch of bitching motherfucking bitches and people. No fucking shit.
I agree. Now, a lot of guys I know, they use the word bitch just to describe women, but I use it for, well, the prison sense of the word.
Oh, shit, I'm just talking about the genuine piece of crap people out there, really. But, yep, women are the majority of them. No doubt about it in my eyes. And if you don't agree with that, I apologize. But, yep, I've been shit on by mostly the female gender. But bitch could go for a lot of people out there, and all humanity, if you ask me.
Well, we're all expected to cater to them, and that makes it a big pain in the ass because, like, for example, me, I worked as a tree cutter and a construction worker until I hurt my back and couldn't do that anymore. But, of course, I get treated now that I'm disabled like I'm just a lazy piece of shit drug dealer or drug addict who's out here on the streets because I'm lazy. Meanwhile, I get disability money.
Well, that's another fucking bitch. See, bitch can go in all metaphorical terms. Because it's a bitch that you're being shit on for busting your ass for all those goddamn years and then doing what you gotta do and being shit on. What the fuck is up with all these piles of shit falling on top of hard-working motherfucking people? I do not dig it, and I'm construction myself. I dig, bust my ass off, need a fucking hip replacement at 35 years old. And, yep, and I don't know what, I don't want to, say that I do anything involving drugs, but, yes, I do indulge myself and help my friends out. But either way, I'm doing fucking 60 hours a week, and I can feel your pain on that one. You don't deserve to be treated like shit. That's bullshit. It's another bitch. That's another bitch of the world. Bitch can come in all sorts, forms, and ways and words.
Absolutely.
And people and teachers and fucking demons and it all. I'm sorry, Sean, but I just came across what you were fucking saying. Someone pointed you out to me, and I felt compelled to call. And I just want to let you know that I feel your pain, my brother.
Well, I thought that you were... I thought you were the guy who was calling me repeatedly from a restricted number and made a mistake.
No. Does that happen to you?
It does.
Really?
11 times already this morning, and it's only 7:26 a.m. It was over 100 times yesterday.
Holy shit. See, that's another thing that can be put into another metaphorical form as a bitch. Ain't that a bitch? There's a bitch making something else another bitch. Whole bunch of bitch forms in this world. Man, you poor son of a bitch. You said 100 times?
Yes, sir.
Yep. And I'm not a godly person in particular, but I mean, Christ on a cracker, my friend.
Yeah.
Shit, 100 fucking times?
Yep.
I don't like being called fucking 4 times in one day for Christ on a cracker's sake.
Yeah, it's too much fucking drama. Most men are allergic to fucking drama.
How many times you have to push the fucking end button? I mean, that's a lot of fucking time out of your goddamn day, if you ask me. 100 times pushing the end, let alone the people that you care and love about you calling. Shit.
Well, they don't call me anymore. They showed that they didn't care what I was going through, didn't care how many people called me. Well, for example, there's a guy here in Tillamook named Andrew Wolnez, and he's assaulted me 7 different times. Sorry. I've recorded them, but I can't turn them in because the police, all they do is talk down to me like I'm some sort of a retard on drugs. Thing is, I don't do drugs. I do smoke pot, and I don't pretend I don't. But at the same time, pot doesn't help for most situations. Most of the time, I have pot just so when a drug addict out on the street wants to offer me some drugs, I tell him, no, I just smoke pot. At least I can show him the baggie. He can see that I smoke pot, and that gives me at least a little clout in the homeless community. But 3 times here in Tillamook, when I first got here, people gave me pot that had drugs on it. So, of course, I don't take any pot or anything close to that or smoke off of anybody else's pipe.
Well, that's smart not to smoke off other people's pipes because nowadays you got shit going on all over the place. But, I mean, pot, not a bad, well, my mom kind of like was pretty lenient about that. She was a good woman. And yeah, I mean, 14 might be a little early, but I mean, it's grown home on God's green earth, and I don't think there's anything wrong with relaxing with the green after busting a fucking 60-hour work week and then some. But yeah, she was a good woman, but yep, it was a little early at 14 years to introduce me to that or be lenient about it, I guess you could say. But, with all the diseases out there in the world nowadays, you don't want to smoke off anybody else's pipe that you're not comfortable with, I'll tell you that.
Well, there's been at least 11 overdoses on fentanyl here that people have been telling me about. And this is Well, it's not really a small town. It's a small city, but like yeah, the fentanyl here is bad. Everywhere else, it's the
Oh,
meth that's horrible, but here it's real bad.
fentanyl's real shit. That's a worldwide epidemic nowadays. I don't know how something like that got introduced to coke. Heroin is bad enough as it is. I dabbled in cocaine back in my days, and yep, it was fun, but it's a damn shame that you can't just fucking have a good time nowadays. So, pot's the only thing that you can smell, smoke, taste, and make sure that it's, good and clean, which is pot. And yeah, that fentanyl, it's what I consider a worldwide epidemic.
Absolutely. Well, one of the things with me is that when my friend Natalie was killed, they made it public all over the world, and I take abuse no matter where I go. They tried telling her story in a bunch of different languages, and in some of these countries, they even claimed that I'd killed her. But that's one thing about the Muslims who did that. On A&E, Murder in the 21st, season 1, episode 1, and I haven't been able to see it because I don't have a contract to watch that, but after they posted up about Natalie Bollinger and the fact that Joseph Michael Lopez killed her, there was at least 11 different people in Muslim countries that got on to explain that Joseph Michael Lopez is the one that killed her. And I have yet to see anything like that out of any American.
Well, yeah, shit. Same thing with all the, genocide that is not recognized in a lot of areas, and right here in our country, actually, there's a bunch of bullshit going on. And, yeah, that Mike Lopez, and, I didn't even know that you knew anything about that, but BS, BS, BS. I want to start a radio station called BS, 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 because I think it's big fucking bullshit. And I totally agree with you. And what else do you stand for? I'm just getting introduced to you, my good friend, and this is just blowing my mind that you actually are actually talking to the world and exploiting what I consider exploiting these problems. And basically, fentanyl is an epidemic, and all this bullshit is an epidemic. And especially, all right, I'm sorry. Now I'm starting to think about my fucking ex, who she is a fucking epidemic, and she's trying to blow my cell phone up right now. Probably ask for some fucking child support for a baby that ain't even fucking mine. I'm sorry, now I'm rambling about myself. You go on ahead. I want to listen to what you have to say. I apologize deeply.
Well, I believe that people are people. I don't care if somebody's gay or not. I care how they treat others. I don't care if someone's a man or a woman. I care how they treat others. But I'm also autistic, and I see patterns. I see patterns in human behavior. When I work with women, it's nonstop me listening about everybody in their lives and what horrible people they are and how they fuck up. And one of the things that has been shown is that men respond to positive stimuli. Women respond to negative stimuli.
Holy shit, you sure right about that. I'm over here in Sylmar and still getting bitched at when my lady moved over to fucking Manhattan. Well, after shitting on me and taking everything I fucking got. But she still gets off on it, you know?
Does she have other people call you up too and harass you?
Oh shit, every other fucking boyfriend she gets every other goddamn motherfucking week. You right about that.
Yep.
Shit. I hate that. I don't like judging people, but this one is a whore that likes to piss me the fuck off every chance she gets. I mean, when a relationship's done, let it go.
Yes.
Why the fuck do you gotta rub that shit in my fucking nose? You know? But yeah, I get fucking threatening phone calls. I know she's in Manhattan, and these cocksuckers are still calling me, threatening me, and I'm in fucking Stillmore, California, and I don't know what they get off of it. And I'm pretty sure that manipulation is probably the key on that. But I mean, what the fuck? Why would you go through so much time and fucking bullshit to piss someone off who wants to be fucking left the shit alone? I don't even got any kids with her. I mean, fucking hey, it was only a 5-year relationship, which is a long time for a guy like me. But fuck, why? What the fuck is the point of harassing somebody?
Well, that's kind of what I was wanting to know. When I left Virginia, Natalie Bollinger, she thought she was in love with me. And her and her sister were fighting over a boy.
Oh, you
Do what?
Holy shit, I did not know that you were familiar with her.
Natalie Bollinger? Yeah, I'm the guy they tried pretending killed her.
Holy fucking shit, no goddamn shit.
Yep. Sean David Schwartz. Anyway, when I left Virginia, I just wanted to get the hell away from them. They were on drugs. They couldn't get off the drugs. They were making a lot of bad decisions. And I was stranded there. I didn't have anywhere to go. I also didn't have any friends there, and I injured myself pretty severely cleaning up Hurricane Matthew, which is impossible to explain to anybody who's never had to do an honest day's work.
Shit, my friend, I was actually, shit. My mother, she stayed in, fucking Jocelyn, Missouri, and, I helped clean that up, alright, right outside of Jocelyn. But fucking, the aftermath of a fucking hurricane, shit, I feel you on that one. What a goddamn fucking Pinocchio coincidence that is.
And everything is fucking heavy. Everything is soaked, so everything you pick up weighs 70 pounds more than it should.
Shit, yeah, even a goddamn stuffed doll.
Yep. And then, of course, you got the sewage that comes up with literally everything. I mean, you can't avoid that. When your sewage is below ground and turds float, and then all of a sudden the water is 2 feet above ground, it ain't pretty.
Oh, shit. It's like goddamn septic tanks left and right coming up. And let alone, that's not even the bad. The worst part is when fucking, coffins start coming up in the low, shit, what's the goddamn motherfucking word for it? But coffins will float up from the ground after shit like that.
Like what happened in Florida and Louisiana.
Yeah, Katrina as well.
Yep.
So I'm told. I was there for that. But yeah, fucking dead bodies do rise. I'm not a biblical person, but they said that would happen. But it didn't happen in the sense that they put it.
No, it didn't. Well, we got hermetically sealed coffins now. And that's been for about, 40 or 50 years now. Maybe longer. Definitely longer, because they exhumed a civil rights leader that was killed in the 1960s, and his body looked as perfect the day they exhumed him as the day that he was laid to rest. It's because there's no oxygen in there, so there's no decay.
Jesus. Oh, hold on. My motherfucking dog is biting me. God damn it. Hold on. God damn it. My motherfucking dog is biting me. He's biting my ass. Hold on. God damn it. Fuck. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I hope he's all right. Don't want him getting eaten by his dog. There's a lot of people that feel that they should be allowed to curse in these situations, and I agree. Cursing is for emphasis. When you didn't hear me the first time, I'm going to curse for emphasis, just as many of you do. When a male is being victimized, taken advantage of, abused, we're expected to just take it. Women who claim that they care, that they'll help us, do they help us the way that we help them? According to the cops, I have to turn this shit in right away, or they don't have to do anything about it. But if I right away, they still don't do anything about it. I'm also a disabled and at-risk adult. Part of what makes me at risk is slander. Part of what makes me at risk is that my rights were denied because of that slander. You do something horrible, and then you just call your victim mentally ill, and it's magically okay. Well, it's not okay. Women need to learn that there are consequences for lying. There are laws that are actually in place that are supposed to protect us from exactly that. Those laws are supposed to protect us from anyone doing those things, be they male or female. However, women have special rights when it comes to destroying a man's life. By law, you do something fucked up to a man, you just play victim and it's magically okay. Well, I don't think it's okay. I think it's horrible. Now, this feller here who called me, how did I start off with it? I started off by assuming wrongly. Possibly. I assumed that he was the dude calling me from restricted number over and over and over again, and that he had made a mistake and called me from his real number. There's a lot of men in this world who are paying for children that aren't theirs. There's also all of us paying for children that aren't ours. Our tax dollars are taken to pay for programs to help out. But do they help out the parent who's actually trying? Or do we try to play it off like all women are victims? Just so you know, I've worked heavy construction. Do you know the difference between construction and heavy construction? Probably not. I've never seen a woman in heavy construction. Although I've seen plenty of women doing heavy construction. That doesn't make sense, does it? Well, I'll say it like this. I don't know any women who have those jobs, but I know some women who fucking, when it comes time to moving their stuff, or their daughter is in a fucked up relationship, oh, hell yes. You will see these women moving heavy things. You will also see them using their brains, using mathematics. You got to do some pretty important shit. When you go, oh, well, I'll use my brain when it's my daughter, but I'll be all emotional if it's a man. So if something happens to your son, you're going to get all emotional at him, ain't you? Of course you are. He needs to take care of it himself. He's a man. That's what men do. Men provide for everyone. Men are expected to provide for women. Men are expected to provide for children. Whether we have any women or children, is arbitrary. I've never had a girlfriend, and I certainly don't have any kids. But I'm still expected. Now that I'm disabled, not so much. I'm going to go over to the Safeway here. Just so you know, I like all the people that work there, all of them. Even the one dude with a shitty attitude. I know what his shitty attitude is from. He has to deal with all the fucking tweakers. I'm not going to pretend that all women are evil, because that's not the case. I'm not going to pretend that all women take part in this. But I am going to say that every single woman in this country benefits from it. If you benefit from harm against others, are you really going to speak out about that harm, or are you going to be glad that you're getting something? When a man is abused, you'll set up an appointment that you probably won't make. When your daughter says, hey, I was just assaulted by my boyfriend, or, well, any situation similar to that, you are expected to do something immediately and to help to turn it in immediately. But when it's a man, you just tell them to let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. And this, the being bullied when we try to get help, especially by women. This is why women get to walk free every time they do it. Men don't stick together the way that women do. When a woman wants to destroy your life, she will literally get as many people involved as she can. And she don't consider it wrong when she does it. It's only wrong if you do it back. Like, of course, she's not a bad person for having her boyfriends call you up to threaten your life. She's not a bad person for that. But you're for certainly a predator if you try to turn them in. You need to just let it go. You just need to forget about it. You just need to this. You just need to that. And women have no end to their useless fucking, well, we can't call it knowledge, can we? You heard an expression, or you read a pretty meme on Facebook, and all of a sudden, that's what's important, isn't it? That's how you're going to help a man. A man is expected to drop everything for you when you need help. And you don't stop to be even the least bit thankful for us doing that. There's a lot of women that I helped move out of shitty situations that felt that I was supposed to have sex with them as a thank you from them. Like, no, no, that's not going to happen. There's a lot of women that I helped move out of shitty situations that went right back to that shitty situation within 2 weeks. The first time he beats you, it's his fault. But when you go back, every time that he assaults you after that is your fault for being there. And just so you know, that's still giving women a lot more leeway. Because for a man, he doesn't get that first one. For a man, if you're assaulted, it's always your fault. Must be your fault because penis. There's a lot of men who are very angry because they're taking lifelong abuse. Lifelong abuse. So that women can live in the lap of luxury and not have any actual responsibilities. Then there's the responsibilities of the children. Well, if you've got somebody paying a bunch of child support, you're dependent on that child support, aren't you? You want that child support. You want that alimony because you can't do it yourself. And so what if you have to sucker the wrong guy? While you were out doing drugs and whoring yourself out to the college boys. And then you got knocked up and realized ain't none of them college boys gonna step up to the plate, and you don't even know which one's a real daddy. What do you do then? You go find a nerd. He'll take care of a kid that's not his. He'll just be glad that a woman's paying him any fucking attention at all. Some states have laws that if you're with a woman for a certain amount of time, her kids are automatically yours if there is no father. So she can sue you for child support after she spent all your goddamn money. Fucking A. Majority of men don't need women at all. Unless we're abused, in which case we need a woman to speak up. Because people don't listen to men, they listen to women. When it comes to abuse against men and women, it's equally wrong. It doesn't matter which gender you are. Wrong is wrong. Now then there's it's only wrong for a man to do it back. It's not wrong for a woman to hit a man. And just so you know, women are 30 times more likely to hit their spouse than a man. 30 times more likely. Women are 5 times more likely to beat on their own children. That's pretty significant. Now I'm going to tell you something about a father that works here at the Safeway. I see him escorting the same girl every day out to her breaks and back. I don't know if she's his kid or not. What I do know is that he's trying to make sure that she's safe, as most of us men are taught to do. Our job is to keep women and children safe. The problem is that mentality has created an environment where men are not safe. We've encountered a situation now where a man has to record 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because you never know when some woman is going to fucking throw a goddamn tantrum because you told her no. God bless America, right? Everybody wants to give it to God when it's a male being victimized. Give it to the Jesus, they say. Pray, they say. Alright, so when a woman's being beaten and she needs help moving out of her boyfriend's house, do you tell her, oh, I'll pray for you? Just give it to God. God will take care of it. Have faith in the Almighty. Oh, you were raped? Just have faith in God. God will take care of it. Karma will get him in the end. Kind of puts it in a different light when you put it that way, doesn't it? Meanwhile, the hell that I've had to go through is worse than rape. And before you try giving me any load of shit about that, I've been raped. Many times. I grew up in the fucking system. I wasn't big enough or mean enough to stop it till I was 13. But when I was 13, oh, come hell or high water, your dick wasn't coming anywhere near my asshole. You weren't gonna fondle my bajanglies when I was 13 without getting fucked up. You want to try shoving your dick in my mouth? At 13 years of age, I would have bitten it off and spat it in your fucking face. There are very few people that you will find that are more hateful towards those people. But I also believe everyone deserves an honest chance. When a woman says, your truth, what she's really telling you is that she doesn't fucking care. It's entertainment for her. Women respond more to negative stimuli, and men respond more to positive stimuli. When a man has a problem, he finds a way to fix it. When a woman has a problem, she expects a man to fix it. To those of you women out there who aren't like that, I want to thank you because you're fucking rare. For the men out there who are not like that, well, you know what? Well, they shouldn't have to be. They shouldn't have to cater to you their entire lives as if you deserve it just for having a vagina. Your vagina is not that special. Matter of fact, your vagina produces snot. It produces mucus. It produces the same nastiness that your boogers are made out of. No, I don't want to be putting anything in one of your snot spots. And I don't want you touching my snot spot. I don't even want you thinking about my snot spot. You know why? Because if you don't... Well, I tried to break it again, didn't I? I know a lot of guys who have raised children that aren't theirs. Also, over 40% of all paternity tests show that the woman was lying about the father. Just so you know. Over 40%. DNA tests are easy today. They're cheap. It's not like it costs $1,000 anymore. There's some places that'll charge several hundred. Well, you can get a DNA test for like $50. The thing is, when you decide to take shit out on somebody, you, just like everyone else, is going to take it out on whoever it's easiest to take it out on in most situations. Your dad rapes you, but you're dependent on the roof over your head so you can finish going to high school and so you can see your friends. You don't mind going out and taking it out on a hobo, do you? Calling him the N-word, throwing stuff at his vehicle, beating on his vehicle, throwing eggs at it, toilet paper. Fuck this goddamn country.